Welcome to the July 2022 showing of the Merrier's Antique Flea Market in Palmer, Massachusetts. This flea market is held every May, July, and September, the weekend before the Brimfield Flea Market, and I kind of think of it as a warm-up for Brimfield.
Good luck with that.
Now, recently I put up a poll asking whether you'd like my videos to have background music or not. There were only 15 responses, but out of those it did seem fairly overwhelming that people would prefer no music. So this video is not going to have any background music. If you prefer it this way, let me know. Or if you really need background music, let me know that as well. I think these lampshades are supposed to look like Tiffany lampshades, but I would assume they're not, because from what I've seen, Tiffany lampshades like that go for thousands of dollars. So I don't know if those are modern reproductions of Tiffany's or if that is another brand that made similar looking lampshades. I just don't know enough about them. If anybody knows, let me know. I like these old stools slash chairs here. They kind of look like they would be right at home in like a 1970s basement bar area or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And that's probably where they're from, I would guess.
There's an old label on the bottom, but I think they're American made.
Yeah.
Tag on one of them somewhere. I think I had 150 on the pair.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
They got that nice mid-century modern look.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's an example of something I would love to have if I had room. I just don't have room for those, so if I bought them, they would just go in my storage unit. I thought these glass slides here were pretty interesting. This was my first time seeing them somehow. And these are called glass lantern slides, or also magic lantern slides from what I can tell. They seem to have been made mostly in the early 1900s, and I would guess they're the precursor to the modern or the more modern plastic slides that you see most often. And I also read that the big rectangular ones are apparently the American size, and then the more square ones are the British size.
I don't know what these are. They're slides of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, slides, but I don't know how you would project those.
Any pictures of these, huh?
They have flowers.
They would just try to sit next to me on it.
I just noticed this painting. It looks very similar to one I saw at the Redwood Country Flea Market in Wallingford a few months ago. So I would bet that's the same artist.
Can I keep this card?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I've seen a lot of traffic signals at flea markets before, but never anything this old.
Oh, good.
If I were to guess, I would say this is 1950s or earlier.
In May, I heard them here when I got up. I could hear on the bus.
Need a dentist lamp?
Oh, nice.
Whatever they call them.
Yeah. That about sums it up. Nice.
And the first Hess trucks of the day. Again, no flea market is complete without a few Hess trucks.
What's that? Oh,
Skull.
oh, nice. With little
Not a real
skulls
one, but
on it.
yeah.
Got 135 on that public telephone sign. I'm not sure if that's an antique or not, because I'm sure they make lots of reproductions of those. But I think if I were buying one like that, I would want it to say like AT&T or Bell or something like that on it. I was really interested in these baseball cards here. They're an uncut sheet of Crown Soda promotional cards, and I've never seen them before. Based on their appearance, they look to me to be from the 1970s. But I ended up doing some research, and they're actually a special edition set from 1991. So they're just made to look older, and they're really not worth anything. So that's a good example of, doing research before you buy anything, really.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, I'm like, a million people like walking around.
I know.
Today. I wouldn't leave my stuff out.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Okay. I just wanted to tell you.
Yeah. They would be so disappointed if they took this. I would cry for them.
I like this Mickey Mouse calculator here. It's from the 1970s. There weren't any batteries in it, so I couldn't test it. But clearly when it works, it would have those red light-up characters, which pretty much every calculator had back then. And one thing you should always do with these is check the batteries, because if they leave the batteries in like they did here, there's a very good chance the batteries will leak, or will have leaked. And if they leak, best case scenario, you just have to clean it up. Worst case scenario, the leakage has destroyed the electronics.
And I wanted to say, well, can I keep this box in the tray
Yeah.
for John?
Polar ginger ale, that's a pretty cool sign. I'd love to have that. But personally, Polar is like a distant third compared to Schweppes or Canada Dry ginger ale, as far as I'm concerned. If these comics here had been in better condition, I definitely would have bought the entire stack of them. These are the Wonder Book of Rubber from 1947. They're a promotional comic put out by B.F. Goodrich Tires. And they had apparently 6 different covers. This appears to be the first cover. And I've seen online in what's considered fine condition for comics, these would go for about $9 to $10. But these were definitely not in fine condition. They actually felt like they were covered in dirt. There was actual dirt coming off on my hands. Not just dust, but actual dirt. So that's just a little bit rougher condition than I'm willing to buy, even at a great price.
Some are, some are, some are.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll be fine.
I take this, but I still take that anyway as a reminder for September. I'll be.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in public No, but it's just a nice condition. That's this. I'm just trying to think. Oh. July 23rd. No, I'm taking off. Take care.
Oh, no.
So this guy here has a pretty cool collection of old Captain Action figures from the 1960s. And, you know, he's asking $8,500 for them, says they're worth $12,000. They're pretty cool. I would have picked them up, but I just didn't have $8,500 in cash on me, so I had to pass them by. I'll have to remember to bring a little bit more cash next time. So if you're in a heavy metal band and you can't think of a name, why not go with Skeletura? That's a pretty awesome name if you ask me. This guy has a lot of great toys from the 80s and 90s, and this is definitely the type of stuff I would buy, but like I've said before in my videos, I'm just running out of space, and if I had unlimited cash, I would have bought, you know, a good chunk of this stuff in here, but I don't have the money or the space for it, sadly. Here's everybody's favorite Star Wars ripoff toy, Star Warriors.
Oh, those are from Skyland. Say it again. Ooh, sharks.
I thought this was pretty cool. This is the 1907 edition of the Blue Book, and if anybody knows today the Kelly Blue Book, it's basically a vehicle valuation guide. This, however, appears to be more of like an almanac and a general automobile guide.
Monte Carlo.
Mm-hmm.
Lock it in my pocket. See the lock? Lock it in my pocket.
Over here. Over here.
I think these are BB guns here, not actual rifles.
Violet said she wants like license plates or something to put over the wall.
Oh,
I love blueberries.
oh yeah.
Good for you, too.
Mm-hmm. I actually have that exact Planet of the Apes cup there from, I think,
First time someone
1967.
eats them, they
I'm
freak out
trying
because it
to
changes
do better.
your,
How about you?
Oh, yeah.
makes it like a weird color.
My shirt on.
Yeah, just don't eat too
I've had
many,
a
I
friend of
guess.
mine, I gave him a bunch of
Wait.
blueberries from Maine. He's like, oh my God, I think I got cancer. No, you
No. God. It's funny.
And you can't let
don't. No, I had to laugh though.
Surprised nobody's had blueberries before. That's,
Well, not
Surprise.
the Maine ones, but they definitely changed.
yeah.
More so, I think, they're raw. Wow.
Yep. I'm not sure how we got on the topic of talking about how blueberries turn your poop different colors, but somehow we did.
No matter where he goes, he's got Wi-Fi.
How you doing? See
Good.
if you like everything's priced the same.
Okay. Thanks.
Settings. Let's see if mine works.
I'm always asking $10 for all three of them. The Beatles stuff,
All three of them?
all three for $10.
$10?
Yeah.
It's not a bad
Nice
deal.
little collection.
Yeah.
You know. Plus they're still sealed. Wow. Box set.
Yep. So it should be interesting to see if I get a copyright claim from that background music that you can probably hear playing right now.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Sold.
These are sold?
Yeah.
Oh, take a quick look anyways.
Unless you're looking at the person's.
No.
And I don't.
No.
They're pretty cool though, huh?
Yeah, they are. Were they like mid 70s, I'm guessing?
I'd say more like 60s.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, actually, now that I'm saying that with you,
Oh, wow.
it's the blue
It's like a mouse got to it.
Believe it or not, you're correct and I'm not. It says year 1980.
Oh, even later. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, never seen those before.
No, me neither.
So we're gonna do a little bit of
I
that.
even talked to the guy that gave me 100 down on him and but gone 3 days.
But they needed
Oh,
one.
jeez.
They needed one the whole time. That was a sad truth about CCR. So, and they didn't have a mandolin either, but we got one of those too.
Yeah.
The box is in good shape, but the train looks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over, so they say. It'll rain a sunny day. I know. Shining down like a water. Now I know. Have you ever seen the rain?
You can actually hear the train going by in the background. The flea market is right next to the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first Star Trek ashtray I've ever seen.
Yep.
Through the ages, fast and slow, I know. Have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know. Have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day.
The young ones don't.
And then hit the foot button, Louis Roadhouse. And now I just found the station now in the 105. It's all Beach Boys, all the gear shifting music. So I listen to, as a matter of fact, they kept raising my rates on serious.
I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know.
my Super Duty. Yeah, it's
Thank you. Well, we're going to switch gears here a little bit. Got a couple more instruments here. See how much damage we can do with these.
$10 is not a bad price for that soldier toy there. I think those are probably from the 1920s or 30s.
We're going to do one of our own tunes right now. It's appropriate that we're within earshot of the train track over there. The song's called Freight Train.
Normally a VHS camcorder like this from the 90s would not interest me, except this one is a Super VHS, which those are fairly uncommon. If you try to find like a Super VHS camcorder or a Super VHS VCR, they're pretty hard to find, and they usually go for a decent amount of money, at least compared to normal VHS or VHS-C. The only problem with this one is it's broken. I was lucky enough that this guy actually let me plug it in down at another booth, and it just wouldn't eject at all. So if I had picked this up and then found out it was broken when I got home, I would have been really disappointed. But I'm really glad the guy let me try it out.
Real fresh food.
Put them right over here. Yeah, whatever ones you want. Yeah, we'll put it right over in the soul. Right here. 20 each. Yeah. How many do you want? Okay, bring them over here, Mac.
Yep. Yeah, these are the 4.
So I had to actually mute the background noise in this part of the video and just replace it with some generic walking noises, because I got a copyright claim for that live band playing, believe it or not. So had to delete that, and so if you see any audio that doesn't match up, that's the reason. That is definitely the first antique shopping cart I've ever seen.
Fresh food.
Not sure how old that is, but it's definitely, I'm guessing 1960s or earlier. It's a total guess. Just pulling that out of you-know-where.
Right here. 20 each. Yeah. How many do you want? Okay, bring them over here, Mac.
Yep. Yeah, these are the 4.
Oh, we're so glad.
This camera in the center of the frame here is a Kodak Color Burst instant camera, and you'll notice that it looks a lot like a Polaroid instant camera. So much so, in fact, that in 1986, Polaroid sued Kodak for patent infringement, and they won. And Kodak was actually forced to take all of their instant cameras off the market. And so from that point forward, only Polaroid could market instant cameras.
Real fresh food.
Put them right over here. Yeah, whatever ones you want.
Yeah, we'll put it right over in the stove.
Right here.
20 each.
I'm going to guess that this was for advertising pantyhose.
Yep.
If it was for something else, let me know.
Yeah, these 30, the 4. Real fresh food.
Put them right over here. Yeah, whatever ones you want.
Yeah, we'll put it right over in the stove.
Right here.
20 each.
Yeah. How many do you want? Okay, bring them over here, Mac.
Yep. Yeah, these 30, the 4.
And there you have it. That's the end of part 1 of 2 of the July 2022 Marrier's Flea Market. If you're watching this video on the day I released it, then the September Marrier's Flea Market's going on right now. It'll be this Saturday and Sunday. And then next week is the September Brimfield Show, which I'll be going to as well. I should have those videos up in the next couple to a few weeks. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you next time.